Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a van Q&A. I've seen so many people ask me to do this, so I'm going to sit down and get started. So let's get straight into this. So I'll start with the question I get asked the absolute most. I get this on every single video multiple times, and that question is, am I going to live full-time in the van when I'm done with it? And the answer to that is, I'm not sure yet. So once it's completely done, I'm going to go out on surf trips, snow trips, camping, just some little road trips to see how it goes, and then from there I will make my decision if I want to move in permanently, but I just want to test it all out before I jump right into just moving straight into it. And that leads me to the next question I always get. Where am I planning to go in the van? So like I just said, I'm going to start out doing surf trips. So I live in Southern California, so probably down south towards Mexico, then up north towards Santa Cruz, just things like that. Then I also, when it comes to winter, I want to go snowboarding in it, camp up there in the van and see how that goes. And then I want to just do some other fun little road trips, maybe to Arizona, Nevada, Vegas, stuff like that. And then one of my big goals was to make it to Florida to visit one of my friends, but I'm probably going to have to build up to that point. Okay, another question I have here is how much was my budget for the van? So excluding the van, my budget to build it out and everything was $1,000. Right now I'm basically around that mark, so it might be a little bit over 1,000, but not much. Okay, next question. What inspired me to get a van and do the whole van build? So basically, whenever I go down to the beach and go surfing, I always see people with these super cool vans. It's like a little surf shack in there, and I always wanted one. And I'd always see people with these vans, and at this point, I'd been saving money for a couple years. I'm like, I feel like I should just do this right now. I don't know why something was telling me just do it now. So I went ahead and bought the van, and I'm not even kidding, a week later we were in completely lockdown quarantine. So I'm so happy I got it right then because I had all this free time, not working, not doing anything, so it was perfect. And I've always just wanted like my own space, like outside of my house with my parents, somewhere to go and sleep if I want to, so that was another big reason. And another question that kind of correlates with this is what inspired the style I chose for the interior. So I like things light and bright, so that's why I went with all the white furniture, and then that's just like the style I love. Like the gray floors, those are all my favorite colors, is white, gray, black, gold, so I just knew exactly what I wanted to do. And then I thought of the idea with the planks on the ceiling just to like spice it up a little bit. And then once I installed those wood planks on the ceiling, I was like, okay, this looks so cool. So then I incorporated the stain into other things also. What else am I adding to the van? So right now I'm finishing up the overhead cabinet, and at some point I really want to add one of those rooftop decks that are like surf racks, and also just a deck with a ladder on the side so I can go up there at the beach and just hang out up there. So I definitely want to do that. Okay, how do I manage to stay the most cost effective? A lot of people are like, how are you staying within this $1,000 budget? So I'll tell you how. I don't just go out and buy the first thing I see. I'm the type of person when I want to do something, I want to do it right now, and that leads back to the purchase of the van also. I'm very sporadic, like I get these urges to do things. I have ADHD, so I guess that's one of the side effects or symptoms of it. So one day I was just sitting there and I was like, I want a van. So I looked online for a week, found the van, and bought it. So it's the same thing with buying the materials. I had to learn to be patient instead of going out and just buying something because I want it right now. I had to learn how to search around, find the best price, and eventually pick it up. So that was probably one of the hardest parts of doing this whole build, is trying to wait to find the best prices. So for buying the wood to build everything, that's a different story because you can't really find cheaper prices on wood. So I just go out and buy that right away. But then for like the wall paneling, like the shiplap stuff, I went to like 4 or 5 different places trying to find the best price, and eventually I did. If you live in or around Orange County and you want to do something like this and you like the shiplap I used, I got it from World of Molding. It's in Santa Ana, but yeah, I got it for super cheap. I think it was like $30 per sheet. I got my flooring from somewhere in Anaheim. It's kind of just like these warehouses that I'd go to and pick this stuff up. So it just took a lot of research trying to find the best prices. But it's worth it because it saved me a bunch of money and I was able to do this all for so cheap. But then there's other things that you just cannot save on, like the sink, faucet. It's more of like the hardware stuff you can't really save on, but the building materials itself, it's easy to find better prices. Okay, and someone asked if I hired someone to do electric and stuff like that. No, I did everything on my own, no help from anyone. Like I said before, the inside of the van was completely empty. Steel cargo van, nothing in it. So I wired everything on my own and did the plumbing and all of that. Let's see. Okay, a lot of you guys want a cat update. So the cat is basically my cat now. He or she comes by every single night as soon as I go out there to start working on the van. It's like she knows my schedule because she always comes up the driveway right as I'm coming out. So she knows when I'm working, and she comes up and she lays down at my feet and just stays there the whole time while I'm working, and then I feed her, and then she'll eat and then sit down at my feet once again until I go inside the garage and sit down on the couch in there to start editing. Then she'll come in and jump on the couch and start doing that thing where cats like knead the dough. So she'll do that on or next to me and just sleep there. And then once it's time to go inside and I'm shutting the garage, she either decides if she wants to go out of the garage or sleep inside of it tonight. And a lot of people are asking me for a neighbor update, so if you haven't seen already, I posted a whole neighbor story time update on my YouTube channel last video. So if you want to know more about that, just go ahead and watch that video, but all I can say right now is, yes, they're still crazy. That's that. Okay, where did I get my van? Okay, so I got it off of Craigslist, so I highly recommend looking there. There were so many vans when I was checking, but the van I got was just perfect for me because it was empty. Okay, so the next question is, when do I think I'm going to be completely done with the van? And I'd say completely done. It's hard to say, maybe like a month. It's just hard to say because construction, I've learned why it always takes way longer than they say, because things come up, stuff happens. So maybe a month, I'm not sure. So the other question I'm constantly getting is, what's my building background? Where did I learn to build? Have I built before? So I'm gonna answer all that for you guys right now. So before the van build, the only thing I've ever built is IKEA furniture. So literally never touched a sheet of wood in my life, never touched a saw, nothing. So I was completely new to this. I just had to get my hands on it and just go for it, basically. Basically, the more you use this stuff, you really start to learn and get the hang of it. And when I build this stuff, I kind of just like visualize what I want to make in my mind and then just kind of figure it out. I look at examples I have around my house, stuff like that. But honestly, it's a lot easier than it looks. So I highly recommend you guys just get your hands on it and then learn from there, because there's no way for me to tell you what to do or how to learn it. You really just have to get your hands on that stuff. People always ask who taught me how to do this, and so basically the first day I was working on the van, I needed a piece of wood cut. So I went out and bought a saw, and then I handed it to my dad. I'm like, okay, just like cut these lines that I made. And he was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. This is your thing. I'm not doing it. You cut it. So he basically showed me how to cut it, and I was super nervous, but from there I just got more comfortable with it, and now I think I'm pretty decent. People always ask which van I have and how much it was. So I got the Ford Econoline E150, I think it's called. It's 1989, and when I got it, it's just an empty cargo van, all metal. So the cargo van was kind of to my advantage because there were a bunch of hollow support beams for people to like hang their tools, or just so that I can carry a bunch of weight. So that was good for me. Installing all this stuff in it, I knew that the van could handle the weight I was putting in it. And I bought that van for $2,500. I got it as a steal, so I was super happy on that. Everyone always asks about my family, so I'll give you guys a rundown on that. I have one brother who's 2 years older than me, then my mom is Heb, and then my dad is Dirty Mike. Everyone always asks me who Dirty Mike is. They ask if he's the neighbor, uncle, whatever. No, he's my dad, and the reason he got the name Dirty Mike was years ago my friends just gave him that name because sometimes he'll do you dirty. Like sometimes he has a short temper, kind of, but not really. But he'll just kind of snap on you and just be like, oh, why are you still at the house? Like talking to my friends. So people just started calling him Dirty Mike, and it stuck. So that's who Dirty Mike is. Someone asked me if I'm doing a mini kitchen in there, so I have my sink and I plan on getting one of those little camping stove tops to use, and then I'm also getting a mini fridge, but no microwave, no toaster. So I consider that a mini kitchen. And people always ask me about my surfing. Yes, I do compete and travel all over for competitions, and then I have a bunch of sponsors for surfing. They're technically pro contests, so if you want to call me pro, it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, so that's my surfing background. I started when I was like 6 years old. I live in Orange County, and so I got on the board the first time when I was 6, and then started competing when I was 12 years old, and then it just went from there. The question I'll end it off with is, am I going to continue to post my van travels once it's all done? Am I going to upload it on YouTube? And yes, I am. I'm going to post everything on YouTube and on TikTok, just like I'm doing now. So don't worry, I'm going to continue to post. This is just the beginning of everything. Let me know if you have any more questions down in the comments, and maybe I'll do a part 2 if you guys want that. Just let me know, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because that really helps me out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and peace. I'll talk to you guys next time.